Well, you know, people, it's time to rock. Alright, I'm back. Today we're going to talk about multi-step equations part 2. So we're going to work through some problems together. Hope you're feeling alright, hope you're doing alright. A little cold outside today. Had to put on the gloves and the toboggan. So stay warm. And here we go. Alright. You can send me the name of that song later if you know what it is, and we'll play a snippet of it here just shortly. Alright. Let's see. So I've got some multi-step equations, and this is the paper you're going to be working, so I figured we'd just we'd work a few here, the odd ones, right here on the paper, and then work some on the other page, and hopefully this will get you worked out. So for those of you that are watching the video, hey, thank you very much. Alright, so I'm going to go down here and just work a couple of the harder ones. So let's go down here and we're going to check out number 5 to start with, okay? Well, I see
we got a glitch already, so I know that messed up. So we're going to work number 5. Again, the first thing you want to do is do a little additive inverse here. So do a little additive inverse on these, and I'm going to make that a plus negative, and I'm going to make that a plus negative, okay? So I've got my like terms right here. I've got negative 2k and negative 3k, so that's going to give me negative 5k plus 3 equals negative 12. Alright, and so once you get those like terms put together right there, we are now back to a two-step equation. So just like we've been doing, we want to get rid of the constant first. So let me get a little different color there, so you know you can do the little train track method there. We're going to subtract 3 from the left, we're going to subtract 3 from the right. Hopefully you can see that all right. Let me smoosh down on it. Maybe that's a little better if I get a little closer. You see that all right? Okay, so you know the 3's over here on the left side make a 0 pair. Negative 12 and negative 3, again, if they're the same sign, that would, you just add them together, so that's going to give you negative 15. You just pull this little joker down, and then of course that means you got to divide by negative 5 on both sides. Don't forget it's, it's got a negative in front of it. And then of course those cancel out to a 1 because negative 5 divided by negative 5 is 1. And then I have k equals, let's see, a negative divided by negative is a positive, and 15 divided by 5 is 3. So for that one, you'd have k equals positive 3. Alright. Now there's a good one. Let's go on down here and let's try number 9. I'll just try to do a couple different ones that are in different spots here. So here we're going to have to do distributive property. But again, you can see in here there's a subtract sign. So first thing I'm going to do is additive inverse on that subtract sign. So right there I'm going to make that little joker a plus negative. And there's no number in front of that. Of course, if you wanted to put a number in there, you could put a 1. Alright, so we'll do additive inverse first. And then my second step I'm going to do is do the distributive property. So I'm going to do 6 times negative x, which would give me 24 equals negative 6x. And then negative 6 times negative 3, 6 times negative 3 would give me negative 18. This time I'm going to leave it this way and we'll work it out of order, okay? Now I know you're not used to seeing them. 6 times negative 3 gives you negative 18. Alright, hope we didn't glitch up again. Okay, so now of course again we want to get rid of the constant. So our constant here is negative 18, so I'm going to add 18 to the right, which means I got to add 18 to the left, because whatever you do on one side you got to do to the other. Those of course make a 0 pair. 24 plus 18, so that's 2. That's 42 equals negative 6x. Alright, and then of course we're back doing what we normally do. We're going to divide both sides by negative 6. Those negative 6's cancel out because negative 6 divided by negative 6 is 1. And what's 42 divided by negative 6? That's a positive divided by a negative. What's a positive divided by a negative? That would be a negative. And 6 goes into 42 7 times. So for this one you got x equals negative 7. Okie dokie. So if you've made it this far along, you've stuck with me about 5 minutes. It's time for the riddle of the day. Here we go. Okay. Now, here's the riddle of the day. What does the gingerbread man put on his bed? What does the gingerbread man put on his bed? So if you know the answer to the riddle of the day today, feel free to email me that. You know where it goes, dreid@davidson.k12.nc.us, and tell me what the gingerbread man puts on his bed. I'll see if you're smart enough to figure it out, people. All right. Now, on the other page that you're going to be doing, and we got some more, and get a little bit harder, so we're going to hand over here and do a couple on this one. Get those out of the way. Okay. So, let's go down here to number 13. It looks interesting. So here, we've got some pretty difficult questions, so I'm just going to try to explain to you how this works. I'm not even sure I'm going to make you guys do this because this has got variables on both sides. I think we might just stop at 1 through 10. You know what? I'll go through one of these, but I don't even think I'm going to give you these. So if you've made it this far, this is just bonus coverage right here, okay? So just for fun, I'm going to run through this. So we hadn't got to this point yet. So again, we're going to do additive inverse here. So I'm going to do additive inverse to that one and additive inverse to that one. Then we're going to do some distributive property. So I got negative 4k. I'm just copying it down. 2 times 5k would be 10k. 2 times negative 6 would be negative 12. And then over here on this side, we got negative 3k plus negative 39. All right, so these are called variables on both sides, and I need to do a whole separate lesson on this whole thing. But just for fun, if you're watching, okay, check it out. 4k plus 10k would give you 6k plus negative 12. Over here I got negative 3k plus negative 39. Now, you can see at the moment I've got k's on both sides. I've got constants on both sides. So what I've got to do is I've got to get all the constants on one side and all the variables on the other. So here's how it works. I'm going to try to bring this over here, so I've got to add 3k to both sides. These 3k's of course cancel out. 6k plus 3k would give me 9k. I'm going to take that and cancel it out over here and move it over to that side. So what cancels out a negative 12? That's a positive 12. So those cancel out. Negative 39 plus 12 would be negative 27. So now I got 9k equals negative 27. I would divide both sides by 9. Of course those cancel out, and negative 27 divided by 9 would give me k. The key to these problems
right here is if you're going to do them, you got to get all the variable stuff on one side, all the like terms on one side, and then you got to get all the constants on the other. Okay, you can't have stuff on both sides, so you got to kind of shift some stuff around. Shift, I said shift. So you want to shift the variables over here if you can, and then shift the constants over there. So you've got to move some stuff around from both sides of the equation. Hopefully that makes sense to you. If you want to try a couple of these, you know, they're going to be on there. Maybe. I'll think about it. Let's do one more just for fun. All right. So let's go down to number 19. All right. So again, we want to look down here at 19. Do I have any subtract signs? And I do see one right there. So I'm going to do additive inverse to that. Then I'm going to do distributive property. So negative 12 times x is negative 12x. And negative 12 times negative 12, a negative times a negative is a positive, and that'd give you 144. Negative 9 times 1 is negative 9, and negative 9 times 7x would give you negative 63x. Okay, so again, we want to kind of put our like terms on the left, constants on the right, so I'm going to do my little train tracks here. So if I'm going to move this over here, I got to add 63x. Which means over here I got to add 63x. These of course are going to cancel out and make a zero pair. And 63 and negative 12 would give me 51x. Alright, and then I've got to do a minus 144 to cancel that out, and a minus 144 over there. And those cancel out, and that is going to give me negative 153. So now I got to divide by 51 on both sides. Divide by 51. Divide by 51. Of course, 51 divided by 51 cancels out. Negative 153 divided by 51 gives you negative 3. So for this particular one, x equals negative 3. All right. So
that's all we got for today, sports fans. We're just going to do some more work on these. You can see where we're heading here is we're working to these where we got variables on both sides, so that's going to be coming up next. Okay, variables on both sides. Hope you have a great day. Don't forget, if you can tell me what the gingerbread man puts on his bed, send me that. And let me know if you got questions.
All right. Stay good, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace. Out. Later.